the man, yes, sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for our legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding because we all came from Hunger Games.
That's right. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing you that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right Specials, because normally on Friday we be talking about Young Justice, but Young Justice, they on a break. Young Justice said they ain't here right now. They said they had things to do. So I brought along the young whippersnapper that's always talking about Young Justice with me, right over here. 50% of the dynamic duo of the South. That's right. Keith Blerdish. What's up?
What's up, man? When you say young whippersnapper, I'm like, who you talking about? But yeah, what's up? It's good to be on a Friday. You know, Young Justice had to peace out. I guess they were getting so off the tracks. They had like, all right, this is a good time for a little sabbatical. You know, hit them with some more wild stuff.
We don't want no more beef with NERDSoul, so let's chill.
You know, they hit us with that Charles Xavier and be like, oh, he's back. It's like, what? That's how we gonna take a break, I guess. So,
all right. So, speaking of breaks, there's a couple of ad breaks I'd like to throw. Well, you know what? I'm gonna just throw the image on the screen. Boom, boom, and take it up top. Boom. That's right. Your boy Robert Jeffrey. The Crossing. You best believe it. I'm repping it today just because it's, you know, a dope indie project, and also because Robert Jeffrey is that dude, and also because you need to check them indie comics. You know what I'm saying? So the comics you see right here, that's The Crossing, Robert Jeffrey, I think 1 through 3 art, all that good stuff is dope. And
guess what? I sell it too.
So go get that. You know, much love to Robert Jeffrey. Just saw him talking about The Witcher. So I'm gonna have to holler at him and get him on the show. We need to talk about The Witcher. We didn't talk about, there's something else we wanted to talk about and just schedules got away from us. But yeah, The Witcher, that's another joint. Witcher is the hotness. So today, we got a myriad of stories. What up, Lotus Scholar? Nice to see you early in the chat, of course. Go in and hit that like button. Share it. Tell people to come on in, fall through. Let's see. What are we going to talk about first? Let's see. Let's go in and get into I guess you could say the legacy of Sidney Portier. We lost the legend.
Yeah.
And in losing that legend, I mean, hey, look, time goes on, but we lost the legend. But the good thing is the amazing energy, the amazing moments that he's left us with. I found out because I saw the tweet from Sanford Green this morning. So I was just like, oh, dang. I was like, because you're talking about a point in time. All right, so if you don't know who Sidney Portier is, of course, Google is your friend, but Black actor, Black American actor, and coming up in a time when being a leading man and being Black and also being dark-skinned Black was like...
He wasn't CW Black.
No, he won't
But,
CW black.
nah, he was a real. Not to take away from anybody, but he
Yeah, but
was unequivocally
like,
black.
Yeah, he was less than acceptable, in the eyes of the white gaze. But you're talking about someone who became a lead, someone who always, stood with dignity, with respect. Never saw him in no craziness, and just really was able to translate just emotion and power on screen. And like, one of the OGs that a lot of our modern OGs look up to. You know what I'm saying? Like when they say your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, you know what I'm saying?
Your favorite actor.
Yeah, it's like when you be like, oh, Will Smith, Denzel, Wesley Snipes, any of these dudes that you be like, Forrest Whitaker, any of these dudes you like, oh man, they're the man. They be like, he's the man. And I remember my mom having like VHS movies of his. I believe she had Guess Who's Coming Home or something like that. And I think she had like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. And which Bernie Mac remade, which is actually kind of funny. Don't sleep.
It was, but it wasn't.
It's called
it wasn't
Guess Who.
It was a product of its time in the 2000s, but
yeah, it was a product of its time. Yeah, because it also has, unfortunately, his daughter in it. We don't really rock with her no more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, was that what's her name?
What's the girl that wanted to be the one that wanted to be Nina Simone so bad?
Oh, it sure did have her.
Yeah, it had Zoe. Zoe back before she was making whack moves, and then Ashton Kutcher of all people, which is interesting. But at the time, the movie is actually kind of funny. But
it was funny though. It was funny.
Yeah. Shouts out to Vulcan coming through. So yeah, it was funny. Then I think Lilies in the Field is one she had, and I remember even as a kid that when you're a kid, you ain't trying to watch no black and white movies, but it was something about him where I was like, yo, this movie is cool. Like, there's no action and karate in this, but this movie is still good.
Like, I mean, it's just those things that sit with you, when you watch them, and you felt like you met this person, and you felt like, or your parents knew this guy, or he was like your uncle, but not like your goofy uncle. It was like your uncle did something with himself, like.
Yeah.
And you only see him like every so often because he's busy, because he got stuff to do.
Yeah, he's got real things.
Yeah,
he's got real things going on, but like you see him every now and then, you like, yeah, man, like that's the homie, respect. And it's just, of course, our parents, our grandparents, stuff like that, and even our elders in film and art and music and stuff, they ain't getting no younger. But it's still it's good to see him go on home, but it's also kind of it kind of stings because he's not here, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's to me, it's kind of like
go home.
I posted a picture today where you see like Billy D. Williams, Marla Gibbs. You see like other actors of that age and ilk that's a little bit older, like 80 and above, who done things, who have achieved stuff, who are breaking barriers to people today. Yeah. And you're like Nichelle Nichols, who she's like 89, and I met Nichelle Nichols before, and she's like, retired from doing cons. I met her at
she retired. LA Comic Con was her last one here, I think.
Yeah. So these are type of actors who I'm not knocking on. I'm not one of those people like, oh, these new generation, all this or current generation, but it ain't gonna be the same. It's gonna be other than like Denzel and a couple other people. A lot of people don't carry the room or the weight of what they achieved in their day, like these.
Yeah,
folks
and the crosses that they had to bear were much different.
Yes.
In the industry of Hollywood. I mean, Hollywood is always going to be crazy.
And like you
But
just said, we had this fool who played Nina Simone and just yucked it up and wanted to be, not be what part of what she is. I'm not even going into all her quotes.
yeah,
But it's just when you got the comparison from that to this going
True.
on now, and your Harry Belafontes and people who are using their platform and celebrity to better advance people, and now you got people. Not saying you gotta if
people
being
just
an
selling
activist,
out for the bag. You know what I'm saying? They
but
like,
now,
yo, look, I got mines. I'm good.
now they're afraid to even say anything, or or they're straight up turn on you. If you want to
Yeah,
be quiet, that's cool. But a lot of these cats will kick down the common man now instead of lift them up.
yeah, because
You know,
that Terry Crews mess wouldn't last back in the Sidney Portier. Like don't get me wrong, it's not like there won't, like corny cats back then. But it was kind of understood, like, yo, look, hey, don't come up in here acting crazy.
you ain't gonna be up in there with that foolishness.
Yeah, because like the people be like, nah, bro, we ain't messing with this. We ain't gonna have no mess. Not right now. Now, folks be acting different. A couple barriers done been broken and people act like we done. I'm just leave that alone.
They get a couple of pats on the back from the next man,
Thank you.
or from, and it's like it's all good.
Or pats on the backside, and then now all of a sudden they want to act brand new. Yeah, I said it.
But wow.
But
say it ain't Young Justice time today.
It ain't no Young Justice time today. But with that said, just much love out to the family, of course, to the legacy, and hey, look, I know he's going on, but he's still here. You know what I'm saying? Going to play that movie, he's still here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's left that legacy, and that's a beautiful thing. So yeah, that's pretty much. I think that's pretty much where I'll probably leave it. I think we good. We good. Where he's at.
And you know what? I'm just gonna throw something in real quick. Even folks who may have lived a different life, like James Baldwin, still didn't sell out.
Yep.
So there you go.
Because James Baldwin knew that black came before everything else.
Look, one of my favorite writers, man. One of my dad's favorite writers. And my dad was a Baptist, but of course he did like Go Tell on the Mountain. I still ain't finished that book. It was so good, but so depressing. I need to read it now as an adult. When he was reading it young, I was like, oh God, it's heavy. Being a deacon's son, it's like read that book. It's like, I don't know, man.
I'm like, man, I don't know about all this.
Like, let me get back to this. I'm trying to have fun as a kid, play Nintendo, but
like, oh yeah. You guys know how it is. But speaking of Nintendo, we got a little Nintendo news.
Oh, segue.
Oh, yes, that's right. Many of you may have remembered.
The black carpet. You do the red carpet, man.
Yeah. Many of you may remember the good old days of Super Nintendo. And if you remember the days of the Super NES, you may remember a video game called Mario Kart. Mario Kart took our favorite plumber, placed him into a race car, and had him compete amongst all the other characters in the Mushroom and Koopa Land. All right. But in all honesty, it says story from IGN says, and IGN, they usually pretty on the up and up, so we'll roll with them. According to an industry analyst, they ain't named nothing, but Mario Kart 9 is currently in active development, will have a new racing twist, and could be teased this year. The speculation surrounding the game comes from Tokyo-based industry analyst Dr. Serkin Toto, and I know I probably screwed that name up, and I apologize. Maybe it's like Toto or something, whatever. All right.
I gotta see it whenever.
Yeah. Who, when writing his predictions for the upcoming year in GamesIndustry.biz, said that the new entry for the beloved racing series is on the way. Quote, I am aware Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still selling very well on Nintendo Switch, but Mario Kart 9 is in active development. He said before saying that Nintendo could tease their next entry of the franchise this year. Let me ask you this, because you have a Switch.
I have a Switch, but I do not have Mario 8 yet. I'm still want to get it. And it's still full price.
Because Nintendo don't be dropping prices, yo. Nintendo be like, you be like, I'd like to buy Duck Hunt. How much is that? That'll be $69.99. Be like, $69.99 what? Pesos?
If you lucky, you'll get $5 off of Mario 8. Every time I look for it every year when I'm like, I treat myself to Mario Kart. $5 off if you lucky. Then it only lasts for like a week. And I never have the cash when I want to spend the cash on it. I'm like, I don't want to play for that. But I'm like, I'm going to get it because I got a Switch. It's like, why not?
See, you might be able to just wait until 9 now, but I will say, okay, I don't have a Switch.
8 and 9.
I don't have a Switch, but I have been wanting to get one for a while. And now they dropped the new Switch. They dropped the new Switch last year, right? I think they dropped the new Switch last year.
Or whatever.
Yeah, so they dropped the new Switch last year, and with the new, a new jam called Mario Kart 9, and there's a new racing twist. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this, and you might want to get one anyway. Shout out to the homie Mark. He was here on previous on NERDSoul with Matrix.
He was talking about Matrix.
I told him I think the new Ninja Turtles game is going to be a Switch only exclusive. I heard that pop up recently. I don't know if that's true, but the way IP and stuff work, and Nintendo throw money, Xbox.
The beat 'em up Turtles joint.
Friends. Yeah, the new one.
Man, look, that joint's supposed to be on Steam. If Nintendo take Turtles from me,
I heard somebody throw it out. It wasn't mentioned, and then all of a sudden I heard that come out. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Like, damn, that's going to be messed up for my people with no Switch. But this is kind of why I got a Switch, because ultimately Switch, Nintendo, and Microsoft are buddies now. They're like friends again. Even though I was watching the old history of how Microsoft outbid it for Rare, and they still came back to being friends. But Nintendo and Sony do not get along, because y'all know that. And for those who know the history, that's how the PlayStation came to be. Nintendo hates Sony forever. And because of one, they two powerhouse companies in Japan. So they always compete. When they was trying to work together, it's like, nope, not no more.
It didn't really work too well.
I mean,
and I don't know the full beef, but I know something was going on between Sony and Nintendo. They were supposed to be working together. Now, all of a sudden, Sony was like, we got the PlayStation. And
I will sum it up briefly. From what most people say, Nintendo couldn't feel us out and working with Sony to hold them up so they could pretend that they really wanted to work with them, only to keep them out of the gaming market and to try to hurt Sega more at the time when the 16-bit console wars was going on. And Sony said, you know what? Screw you. We gonna jump ahead in the future with CD-ROM based games while y'all stuck with cartridges until the technology came up. But then Nintendo, even when you get away from them, you wind up coming back to them for some of us gamers of a certain age. And sure enough, here I am with a Switch, and they have their own cult type of thing going. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Nintendo literally competes against themselves, and it's not saying that
Nintendo is like the Apple of consoles.
Yeah, they got their own thing and they know who people are going to rebuy it. So they figured all that out. In fact, one video even talk about a marketing strategy where they quit. They say, all right, forget trying to keep making the most powerful system. Eventually, systems are going to be so powerful, it's not about graphics anymore. How can we innovate? That's you gotta like the culture, internal culture, to realize this is what we're going to do. Y'all keep doing whatever y'all doing. And it's going to work for us. And it has.
Honestly, I will say the Switch can't beat it, man. The Switch, the functionality of the Switch is dope. And I gotta give Nintendo props. Nintendo has never had a handheld, even though the Switch is sort of a handheld and sort of not, but it's a Switch. But you know what I'm saying? It's like they have never failed with a handheld ever.
Well, no,
ever. Unlike the PSP, unlike the Game Gear.
Handhelds, period. Like and the video I watched talked about that. And the way they outsold in those handhelds, this is why we have the Switch. In fact, what they were doing with the GameCube is some of the precursor to what they learned with the Switch. And honestly, Nintendo has like kind of tapped into being, I don't know, this is gonna sound crazy. We know it's a big company, but don't they seem like they look a little guy? They try to make themselves like they
because
do that
Nintendo
we're for the small guy, for family friendly.
Yeah, because
even though they got a lot of crazy games.
It's weird. Because as far as market share, they're not as big as they used to be. Because now the market has been split, with Xbox and PlayStation and PC games.
But their market share is loyal.
Yeah.
Like super duper loyal. Like they will never they have got to the point where they really have to screw up. And if since they got past the Wii U and didn't really fail, but Nintendo actually, when they realize they screw up, they move on. They don't try to rectify it. They kind of like learning more of their culture, just looking at it. They give it like something 2 to 3 years. If it's a failure, it is dead. And you will know. And now that things are more transparent, it's easier to find it out. But what I was saying about them being feeling like the little guy, even though they're not, they really kind of have a hold on. I think the Switch has helped with indie game sales because you can buy the same indie game in most places. If they make it out of Steam or whatever, they'll pop up on different consoles. But a lot of the pixel art games or whatever, it just fits for a handheld or a smaller portable experience. So Nintendo is like, they just made something that works for that. And it's just so easy to download on it. Whereas I like their store better than I like dealing with the PlayStation store. It's still a little slow. The store is a little slow, but I like the look of it. So
I feel you. Now, shouts to Therese. Therese said, elaborate on what you mean about the GameCube being kind of like a precursor with the Switch.
Well, it just kind of talking about how they wanted to have like stuff that you could attach to it, be a little bit more user friendly in multiple things, and they was talking about how like the Game Boy attachment where you could play all the Game Boy games. Like they were thinking with what this thing could do.
Oh, what you're talking about the GBA, when the GBA could
so they was already building that system, and the Switch is kind of like what they wanted to go for, because they didn't ever really want to get rid of the Game Boy, but since the DS was such a popular thing, that's why there's like GBA Advance is dead, but we're going to keep all the games.
GBA was the bomb too. I had a GBA. I was playing Street Fighter Alpha 3 like all the time, boy.
And it's like it's like looking into, I don't know, I was just bored looking into it, and it's like, I guess I was in college and I didn't have time to play those type of games. But I was like, damn, the GBA was kind of dope.
Yo, like, GBA was fresh. Like shouts to the GBA, man.
It had all the different colors for the screens. Like, for like that time when you was getting like matching iPods with your clothes, I don't know. It was like a different time in the early 2000s. So
yeah, there was like this weird customization time where people were willing to buy like 2-3 Game Boy Advances. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
like,
when you look at your fellow YouTubers who do games, they'll have all the back row with all the colors just for presentation. But the people, the YouTubers with all the money, but
Yeah,
who could
with
just
all the
buy
cash.
multiple, who got like 10 in Nintendo 64s and 20 Game Boy Advances for some reason. But
Yeah, it's
okay,
like, why you got all that?
color for the colors.
All right, now in the gaming realm, but kind of switching over to some bad news, unfortunately. The FGC has now banned Robinho. And Robinho is a player. Well, sorry, real quick. FGC stands for Fighting Game Community, just in case you didn't know. And Robinho is a Brazilian player who on stream admitted to orchestrating an assault on a woman with 8+ people, and it was a sad story. But he told it kind of like giggling and stuff along the way, and people thank God, because the FGC at times, just like any community, can have some gut buckets in there. So really quick, people clamped down on him. Capcom removed all of his information from the Capcom Pro Tour, took him off of the qualifiers, all of that stuff, kicked him out. Nobody is allowing him to play at any tournaments or anything like that. So it's a good thing that it came up quick. It was moved on quick, and it seems that in a large majority, I ain't going to try to sit here and count for the 2 or 3 guys that are like, yeah, serves her right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, he orchestrated an assault, and then an assault of that style, it's even above. So, I'm glad he's gone. Hopefully he's arrested for straight up snitching on himself. But hopefully he's arrested and serves some real time. And what I say by real time is 10 years at least. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about, I don't want him, like, that's a traumatizing act in general. And then to orchestrate it to be like the the ringleader or whatever.
And then you go around bragging about it and you mess up your own bag. Did he think he was untouchable or something?
I guess because he's one of the best players, and maybe he thought, like, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to him.
Yo, let me look at the camera and say this. I'm not even looking at NERDSoul right now. No matter how good you are at something, if you dry snitch on yourself, and you rightfully deserve to get that for that type of heinous crime, there's always somebody that can replace you. Every job, any profession, or whatever, you're never too good enough. You're never too big to fail. The only 2 people too big to fail are the people printing the money. And if you ain't printing the money, you can fail.
It's just so stupid. I'm glad he's gone, and I'm glad everybody seems kind of in accord and unison. Shout out to Rob TV that kind of brought it to at least my attention, because I saw it on his feed. And then shout out to, real quick, because there was a gentleman that did the translation from Brazilian, from Portuguese, sorry. So the guy that did the translation, I don't know if I can pronounce his name. I'm gonna try to pronounce his name. Let's see. Hold on. Where is it now? I'll pull that up later, because like Rob TV just ain't coming through, so I don't know. But shout out to Hollywood Rob, and we'll see where if there's any other news, but it should be over. Like, this should be it. It shouldn't be any other issues, and anyone else involved should be kind of like implicated, taken down, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just silly. But yeah, so shouts to that. That's dope. And just glad to see them, the FGC kind of clamp down and let people know like, yo, we ain't doing this. There has been some shenanigans in the FGC, especially in the past like 3 years with the P word and the R word and all that stuff, but hopefully they clamping down on it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
so people can go to events and feel safe and they ain't got to worry about that. Yeah, I think that's the best way to leave that one.
Yeah.
But speaking about Bad Boys, The Boys season 3. Oh yeah, The Boys season 3. We got our first look. Well, sort of a first. Well, yeah, a first look, and we got like a nice little, I guess you could say, teaser. They did like a Vault News minute or whatever, which was essentially Fox News. It was like a Vault News minute. We got to see Huey in his new role at the senator, the one that's killing people, but we don't know that yet. I mean, well, we know that, but don't nobody else know that. But he's working with her, so we get to see him, which is cool. We get to learn more about how Vought is working in cities like DC, Miami, Cleveland, I think New York. And then also we get to see a little bit in a first look for season 3, where you have, of course, Homelander, everybody's favorite evil Superman, and you have, I can't remember her name now. Starlight. Yeah. And Starlight, aka Huey's girl, aka Turn the Lights Out, aka sort of like the MVP of season 2. They're taking pictures and all that jazz. And while they're taking pictures, you see Homelander's face get a little mo and a little mo and a little mo crazy. So I am, but I will say this, in the photos, in the video that you see where he's taking all those, where everybody's flashing those pictures, it doesn't look like an evil crazy. It looks like a depressed crazy. Remember, he just found out he was not special. He just found out you ain't special. We grow y'all. We make y'all. It
is every emotion in the book.
Yeah.
He is, I got to give it up to the actor. He is the biggest clown and yet the biggest threat all in one take. Like,
yeah.
Because it's so funny when he gets the rope pulled underneath him, but then he just go insane. He can laser beam you. But especially when like in last season when he had that daydream where he's like, he really don't like public speaking unless he's being worshipped. And even then, he needs a break. And he just started when he was dreaming about laser beaming the whole crowd. Pushing people like trash, like a street cleaner. Like it was just nothing. And I still don't think, my thoughts. I think he can't hold a candle to Superman or to Invincible. I think he would get wally-whopped. And I love that everybody paint him as the people with sense paint him as the last of those. Shout out to Ace Vane, where he did that joke. It was just like he was a complete, he's the most loser of the Superman.
Oh man, not the most loser. Yeah, I
he's
think
the most loser.
If we were to say in real life, Homelander versus Superman, I don't think Homelander would be able to take him, because imagine Superman on a level like I can let loose. Like remember in the animated series when he fought against Darkseid and he was like, you know what? I don't have to hold back no more.
Basically,
if Superman's like, I ain't got to hold back, he's probably going to put you up against the source wall and just leave you there.
Because I really do believe Homelander, as dangerous as he is also as in and out. Because I think with the whole plan, because if the man is a egomaniac, not true, I think he gets off of killing us normal people. But he couldn't save the plane because he couldn't save the plane. Even evil Superman would have did it, probably be like,
Superman be saving planes like it ain't nothing.
Like
Superman's like
one hand, it's done.
I got this.
He like, I don't know if I can do it. It was like, I might die. Like, oh, it is. So you don't know how vulnerable you are.
Yeah, he's
like I said, he's still very super, but he's like,
And
I mean,
also,
since he was grown in the lab too.
we don't know
wait,
if he's a
two,
glass
whatever.
cannon or not because he ain't fought nobody. Like he's
Right, yeah,
he's
he
not,
could probably do
he,
damage.
he hasn't really fought anybody. Now, I mean, I haven't read the comics. Maybe somebody in the comments is like, oh, that's red. Like, oh, no. He fights against such and such and it tests his skills or something. But I mean, from what it looks like from just watching the show, you're talking about someone who's never really had to fight because they've always been stronger than everyone.
And that's kind of the joke. And I mean, and also, what's her name? Storm, the evil racist woman.
Stormfront.
The Nazi. I mean, Stormfront was a dude, and they weren't. I didn't read the book, all of it, but they weren't making out in the book. So, they changed a lot already. So you didn't have to fight.
They changed a lot.
Yeah, they changed a whole lot. And I mean, they both equally as messed up. But yes, the book is even more intense because you can do that with books, so you can stay on something a little bit longer. Like even Amazon was like, all right, we can't do that much. Not yet.
It's like not yet. We'll ease up a little bit. Ease up.
Even though they did a whole lot in season 2. My God. Disturbing.
Season 2 is crazy.
But I like it though.
It's a good show. It's a solid show, man. It's definitely a solid show. I'll give them their props. They come through where they let you know it's more than just straight up gore and violence. Now it is a lot of it, but I'd say that the show is more than just that. You know what I'm saying? It falls into its tropes like anything else, but they do find a way to surprise you here and there. So Amazon got 2 hits in my opinion. They got Invincible, they got The Boys, and I haven't watched, what is it, Wheel of Time? I haven't watched that yet.
I hear people talking about it. I have no idea what it is, but
I haven't watched it. But
when I watch The Boys, I'm sure I'll see an ad for Wheel of Time, and then I'll see, because Amazon has the weirdest marketing when you go onto their thing.
Yeah, so
it's strange.
Like I remember I was buying something on Amazon the other day, and they were like, "Want to watch Wheel of Time?" And I was like, "Well, no, I want to buy something. Maybe I'll watch Wheel of Time later."
You sure?
They're like, "You sure?" Because we got you. Because we got it. We can put it right on right now. It's streaming. I got you. Just click on over here. Last story before we just take some questions or whatever's on y'all mind on the Chizat. As reported by Hollywood of reporters. The reporters of Hollywood. The CW is up for sale by WarnerMedia and ViacomCBS. Going on further, titling saying ViacomCBS and WarnerMedia exploring sale of the CW. In a memo to staff Thursday, CW Chief Mark Pedowitz confirmed that the network is on the block, adding that it is, quote, too early to speculate what might happen. I'll take out the quote, and then we could get into this, because there's like one main quote. You guys can, my bad, I forgot. I usually throw the article in the chat. So the article is here in the chat for y'all. I'll skip down a little bit and hit this quote, and then we can get into it. It says, quote, first, as many of you are aware, over the past year or so, this transformative time in our industry has led to a series of business activity across media and content companies. He continued to write, given that the environment right now, ViacomCBS and Warner Brothers are exploring strategic opportunities to optimize the value of their joint venture in CW Network. Let me tell you what that means.
Please do.
Look, this costs too much, and we gonna lay off some folks, or we gonna sell something. We gonna get this up. It costs too much, and we ain't getting enough for it. All right, so then continuing.
Go ahead.
It says, so what does this mean for us right now? It means that we must continue to do what we do best, make the CW as successful and vibrant As we have always done, he added, we have a lot of work ahead of us with, with more original programming than ever. This season's expansion to Saturday night, our growing digital and streaming platforms, and we thrive when we come together and build the CW together. Now, that's interesting. I love how corporate speak goes. So basically what he said was, look, we giving up on the CW, but we still want you to work hard though. Work hard, make CW a big thing. Well, why? Because they want to sell it for as much as they can. And I'm not even against that. Cool.
That's what they're saying.
But what am I getting out of this hard work that I'm doing?
Nothing.
Am I going to get something out of this? Because I feel like I'm not going to get nothing out of this.
You'd be lucky to keep your job.
Man, look.
And more than likely.
Extremely lucky. Because if someone buys the CW, that doesn't mean that they'll buy it as a continuing functional business. They might just buy it to have the IP and the content and throw everybody else to the wayside. Now,
and let's face it, whenever you buy a business, unfortunately, you gotta trim the supposed fat and then you rebuild it. Because that's how people who are rich stay rich. They don't try to give their money away. And I ain't saying yay, nay, or right or wrong. That's just what they do. Like, they love to tell these lies that, oh, we're a family, this and that, such and such. Oh, did they pull you into that office? And another thing that I got to that whole corporate jargon that I'm just gonna throw out there.
All right.
Basically, probably saying, and also during the pandemic, people realized that our shows are dog crap, and everybody else is watching the real streaming shows, and they didn't give us no love. They were watching all the other high quality stuff on HBO, Netflix, even Amazon, and we didn't get none of that. So we are garbage. We didn't come up at a time where people were at home stuck watching TV. We went down. That's terrible. Like,
I will say this. I haven't watched, outside of All American, I haven't watched CW since Supernatural ended. And honestly, I was just holding on to Supernatural because I started with it. I wanted to see it end. Now, to give Supernatural its credit, the first 6 seasons were fire. Then it went bad for a long time. Then I think season 12 through like 14 were good, and then it got bad. So there is some heat in there. And what I mean by bad seasons is like season 8 out of 24 episodes or 21 episodes or whatever, there'd be like 8 good episodes. But then the rest would be like, why are we here?
They just taffy pull it. They just talk in the room, the dark room. That's all these shows.
Now, Vulcan said, I knew this was coming. Vulcan, tell me what you mean by you knew this was coming. Like, what was on your mind with that? Shouts to Therese said, I love Supernatural. Yo, I love Sam and Dean. I've always loved the battle between good and evil, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always there for that. Shout out to Therese again saying, is that why Riverdale and Flash just did this 5-episode thing this year? And Vulcan said it's because no one watches the CW.
Nobody.
I'll say this. You know who best to pick this thing up? You know who best to give a ring-a-ding-ding? Netflix. Netflix now. Netflix can be like, 1, a lot of your stuff is already here, and 2, I get the access to that UPN. You know what I'm saying? And then I can be like, Black people, come.
If I'm Netflix, I'd be like, look, give me all these IP and give me UPN.
Yep. Because you get that UPN content. You got the brothers. All right. The brothers gonna be like, oh snap, you got Malcolm and Eddie. Oh snap. Oh, you got it. Hold up. Don't front. Don't you laugh at me. All right. They're gonna be like, oh snap. Oh snap. They got the Wayans brothers. Oh,
if this was 1999 and Cash Money was taking over for the 2000 anyway.
For the 900.
But yeah, it's good to take down that trip down the memory lane.
They're gonna be like, yo, What was it? What was it? Homeboys from another planet or something? Like, come on, man.
Homeboys from Outer Space with
Oh,
Daryl
Homeboys
Bell
from
and
Outer
Flex.
Space. See, we here.
Bruh, I watched that because I didn't have. That was at a time.
That's what
I
we
didn't
had.
have all or something. My dad had cut the cable off, but we could get UPN with the antenna.
Yep.
And
You
I was
get
like,
UPN
wow.
with the
And,
antenna.
like I knew Flex. Everybody knew Daryl from Different Worlds, and, and they was doing sci-fi. They was doing shout out to Bill Davis. They was doing stuff.
It was Homeboys
like
from Outer Space.
Homeboys in Outer Space. I mean, what can you say? They had and then before Alexa, they had the homegirl on the screen they would talk to who's the computer.
Yep.
You know
what I'm saying?
Look. They had the sexy bounty hunter.
Imagine all the gifts and stuff you about to get from that OG UPN content. See, yo, man, look, Netflix, just go on and buy it.
But isn't Moesha? Wait a minute, Moesha, you won't really get all the UPN content because some of it Warner, I think, has.
Oh, yeah. It depends. Just because it was on the channel doesn't mean that channel actually produced it.
They just licensed it and sold it to them. But who made it and owns it? And a lot of that is Warner Brothers. Just like while Peacock don't have Fresh Prince, it's Warner Brothers. So,
yeah, because like Martin, like for instance, Martin, I think was on Fox, but it was a Warner Brothers produced show. So that's why HBO Max got Martin.
HBO show. So they own it. So that's why it's like Peacock week out here to me. Paramount, the only thing they gonna have, and I'm gonna be so pissed about it, is they gonna take all the Avatar stuff away because they know they gotta take it away to make this have any value for their little rinky-dink organization.
All right, now hold up. Let me give Paramount a shout. All right, real quick. The new era of Star Trek has been flames. Now, if you don't like Star Trek, there are a couple other shows I will go on and bolster for a moment. The show Evil, it's a good show. The show All Rise, that's a good show. You know what I'm saying?
Is it still out there on Paramount? I think it's moving.
No, All Rise is still there, at least. Yeah, All Rise is still there. That's a CBS show. Equalizer. Equalizer is another good show that's on Paramount. You know what I'm saying? Don't you do that to my queen. Don't you do that to my queen.
I ain't saying nothing about the queen, all right? All I'm going to say is this. For shows like Star Trek, guess what you can do? I work at your friendly neighborhood library. You can go there and support your neighborhood library and check out the DVD version if you got time and patience to wait.
Ain't nobody got no DVD player no more.
I do.
Well, I mean, somebody. I honestly got one, but I haven't played a Blu-ray in like the longest time.
Don't get me wrong.
My Blu-ray player is the dustiest right now, son.
I only have it when I check out something from the library. Like, I don't know how Redbox stay in business anymore. Like, Redbox.
Yeah, Redbox should be dead.
But somehow they keep going along. They even got streaming somehow, but
really?
It's whatever.
Oh, they're trying to go the Netflix route because they thought they were slick. They thought they were slick using the color red, trying to be like people thought it was like Netflix. It was like, oh, it's not this. No, this Redbox.
It's the Redflix. They try to fool grandma out here when they go to like the grocery store and in the Walmart.
Grandma bring you back a DVD. You be like, what am I gonna do with this, Grandma?
It's
from the Netflix box, baby. Like, Grandma, Netflix ain't got no boxes.
Redbox go the way of Blockbuster. What is going to happen?
Yo, man.
Oh, in fact, read up the story. In fact, a channel I watch, they actually did like the story of the Redbox.
Oh, where?
And McDonald's used to own it. And it's just, they got rid of them years ago.
Hey.
So I did not.
What can you do?
It makes sense now because just sometimes you can kind of tell in the font and the marketing, and of course the McDonald's red. But and that's why I did see a couple of McDonald's have them, but they did get rid of them. They cleared the mugs out.
It was like,
So
we don't want that red box riffraff.
So
We don't
I
want that
don't know,
mess.
man. I just at the end of the day, I think the CW tried and they didn't try hard enough. And unfortunately, they will always go down in infamy as the word CW bad and a CW tight. So
Yep.
I guess that's something, you know.
Yeah, because it is funny.
Something.
I went back to try to watch, what was it? Everybody's been like, watch Stargirl, right? So I went and watched the first episode of Star. Well, I haven't even watched the whole first episode. I've seen like the first 10 minutes. I was like, I forgot how CW makes shows. Like I forgot like the production quality. I was
the
like,
first episode is like great. Third episode, trash.
bruh.
It just slides
I was like, look at how I was like, just the way it's shot, like the specific angles don't draw like the dramatic action, like. But at the same time, I need to detox because I've been watching HBO Max. I've been watching Star Trek Discovery. I've been rewatching since I went to see Spider-Man like everybody else in the world. I've been rewatching Daredevil and Punisher, like, you know, getting ready to watch Luke Cage when I get to. So it's like now I go over to CW. I'm like, what is this? You know, student film looking stuff.
Yeah. It's even crazier. Just I know animation is different, but you can tell even when animation ramp up something on the episode that matters. CW starts high, like how they did with the Flash. It looked really beautiful first 3 episodes. Then it became daytime soap opera looking. It was just like, what is this? Oh, cheesy special effects. You know, it's just and this is the best the Flash is ever going to get until they figure out the movies. I mean, at least they trying, you know, without the last one where the dude couldn't run. He was just flopping like fish.
Look, here we go. The Flash has 2 seasons. Arrow has 2 seasons. After that, I just pretend like, look, y'all gave me 48 times 2. There's 2 seasons. So y'all gave me 48 episodes from The Flash, 48 episodes from Arrow that I can always enjoy. Anything else from that, I'm going to let it roll. Then Supernatural, you always roll with me. All American, we've been strong since the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
So why does CW shows look better on reruns on TNT than they look on CW? Like, I don't understand how, like, the Arrow looks better on TNT reruns than it did on CW when it premiered.
Like, man, the quality is so great.
Like, how did that happen?
Man, I
like they cleaned the film up and they're like, they just look good. Like
I can't think of anyone else who would want CW.
I mean, because basically all the shows that HBO Warner Brothers own is going to HBO Max when they want them to, if they could.
Yeah, and Hulu don't really need it. I guess it would depend on what you get for the sale, because I'm sure you don't get none of the Warner Brothers stuff. So no. I'm assuming you'd get like stuff like Vampire Diaries.
Well,
the original Supernatural. Maybe?
That's Disney, so you definitely don't get the Warner Brothers stuff. So, you know, because Disney own it outright now. And, you know, it used to be like CW, where it was like Fox, ABC, like all 3 stations had stake in Hulu, but that's no more. So
yeah,
you know,
Hulu. I don't see Hulu doesn't really need CW. I mean,
they just show everything anyway. So
yeah,
Disney wins regardless.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess Hulu could buy it, but they don't really need it.
They don't have to buy it. They just show the licenses. They just get the license to show it.
Yeah, so that's maybe something like NBC Universal. You could maybe you could turn some of this stuff into some movies. Maybe,
because honestly, once you take, let's just say, everything DC related, which is Warner Brothers, which is, you know, whoever their parent company that owns it now, Discovery / AT&T, that's all that convoluted stuff. You move that out, because you don't even get Riverdale goes with that too, because we know Archie Comics is his own thing, but I think DC they got some stake in the game, but I guess that leaves you with Riverdale, Supernatural's gone, All American. What else do they have? And honestly, why did CW? I know they were cutting costs, But it's like they didn't plan for the future. Why not have a couple of shows on Saturday and Sunday? Or I think they tried and they failed, and they like
Nah,
reruns.
didn't they have like wrestling on Saturdays? At least I thought. Maybe
Yeah, and I
not.
think they lost it. They lost it to Fox. Because I
Oh.
think SmackDown went to Fox.
Oh,
So
okay.
Fox kicked out their cheese.
Yeah, so I guess look,
Or
guys.
excuse me, Fox/Disney, because they got to compete with Warner, because AEW is Warner Brothers. That's
Yeah.
the old. That's basically the remaking of WCW in a way, if you really think about its spiritual ancestor or whatever. So
Yeah.
the wrestling wars are back home.
Oh, you got the robot again.
Okay, is this better?
Oh, now you good. You back. Oh,
Okay,
snap. You came back. All right, cool.
Maybe I was a little bit far away. Sorry.
But I guess maybe CBS could just buy them out, but it doesn't sound like Viacom even want it anymore.
No, it don't sound like it.
I just want to know what's happening to All American, y'all. Like, look, I need All American. Like, look, at least, or just end All American in a good place where it's like done. Because now we got the dude's sister came in, she trying to act like she good, and Coop was like, she ain't good, and then people was like, oh snap, she good, and I was like, Dad, maybe she might be good, and it's like, psych, she bad. Then, you know what I'm saying, you got, I mean, it's a good thing to see Spencer James choose to go to JSU though. I think that was nice. His his commitment to JSU has been amazing.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah. I was like, I know what you mean, the meme.
Yeah, that meme was hilarious, y'all.
All I can say is, you want to go to Jackson State, we look forward to crushing them next year at Southern. That's all I'm saying. Spencer, you could have been a Jaguar, baby. Chose to be a Tiger. They got plenty of Tigers. The original.
Tons of Tigers, you know what I'm saying? See, look, we need. Is there one team that got like the Black Panthers, like the I don't know, like the South Carolina Black Panthers or something? Probably ain't got it.
I think Prairie View is. I think they're the Panthers.
All right, but no, I need them to be the Black Panthers. All right, we'll be like, but Panthers are already black. I don't care. They need a black in front of me. No. All right, so with that said, I'm gonna go in and throw it to the chat real quick. If y'all got any questions, we'll answer some questions for a second. Man, we'll answer some questions for a second. And
I want to throw a question to the chat. I want to throw a question to the chat. What game for all the gamers out there? What games are y'all looking forward to in 2022? I'm gonna throw, of course, you mentioned the new Ninja Turtle games. I'm gonna throw out another one that's kind of I don't know if it's an indie game, but it's called Hemasaurus. It's kind of like a shout out to Rampage.
Oh, it's hard to hear it again.
Oh yeah. You hear me again?
Yeah.
It's like it's called Hemasaurus. It's called
Hemasaurus.
I don't know. It's a weird name, but it's basically a monster game where the monsters are tearing up buildings. It's basically the new Rampage, but there will never be another Rampage game again because you know who owns Rampage? Who owns Midway?
Who?
Guess who? Warner Brothers. And they don't care about no other video game but Mortal Kombat. So this company, whoever it is, they like, all right, we're gonna just make our own way games.
Oh, you muffled again. You muffled.
They just basically gonna make their own Rampage game.
Oh, dang. See, y'all, the internet hating on us right now. You know what I'm saying?
Is it better?
Nah, it's still like the robot thing. See how they try to take us down? ViacomCBS done jumped in my internet and said, look, I heard y'all making fun of our property, CW. And we was I was like, yo, man, what I'm supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Y'all the ones running around.
Still messed up.
Yeah.
I guess it just gives me an hour. Just to say you got an hour to talk.
Be like, you got an hour. Well, with that said, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to be out. It's been an awesome day. Been chilling. We ain't had no Young Justice, so we brought some cool stuff to y'all. So with that said, shout out to Vulcan, shout out to Therese, shout out to Lotus Scholar, shout out to Kid at Heart that came through. You know what I'm saying? What's good? It's nice to see. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome to see Antoine Allen too. So with all those people up in the chat, I'm gonna throw it right over here to the 50% of the dynamic duo of the South. That's right, Keith Blerdish.
Hopefully y'all can hear me, but you can find me at www.blerdish.com. That's www.blerdish.com. If you are in New Orleans Sunday, I may be roaming around Fan Expo New Orleans. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna double mask it. I'm gonna go shout out at Greg Burnham. I'm gonna go tell them how Grambling sucks. You know, they won the Mike Classic. I don't care. I'm gonna shout out and support Black creatives, Black artists. Go see friends. Just go see some cosplayers. Might take some footage for the homie right here, and see, maybe you'll see it here. Or if you want to see it immediately, if I go, follow me on social media. I'm on IG and Facebook.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So I put the link in the chat. Check out Blerdish. Get yourself some books, some shirts, all that jazz.
Sale next week. T-shirt sale next week.
Look, y'all. Look, they say it's a sale. I don't know if it's gonna be a sale for it. No, I'm just playing.
Not only is it gonna be in January, I got a coupon coming for the whole month of Black History.
Got a MLK Day sale and a Black History Month sale, and then I don't know where a Juneteenth sale. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. With that said, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places, hit the thumbs up if you like what you're seeing, down if you don't. I want to say peace to all y'all. Thanks y'all for rolling through. We got podcasts for listening, Spotify for music, all kinds of cool stuff. The Crossing is down right here. You can buy it at Blerdish. Tons of cool books, Black creators doing their thing. Shout out to Robert Jeffrey. Shout out to Gio Gant, who I will have on the show pretty soon, talking about, of course, the awesome work that he is doing over and on, not only on his Kickstarter but his IG and all that good stuff. That homie is kicking it with the toddler. Like, yo,
I gotta have him on the show too, man. I need to make that happen. Those are type of guests I like to have. I do not miss an episode of the toddler. I love that web tune.
He be killing it. Matter of fact, let me see if I can throw up Instagram real quick. Let me see.
Go to his webtoon and subscribe to.
All right, cool. Here goes. All right, I'm throwing a link in the chat right now. Guys, make sure to follow him. Hit that like. Tell him NERDSoul came by. I told y'all to roll through. Hit that link. Follow that dude. Awesome art. From us to you, we're going to leave y'all with PL and Architron. And until next time, thank you for rolling through and peace. And we out, and we out.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed a bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from hunger.